Coming in the rain, weighing 4 golden lattes and 3 Instagrams, and hailing from the fun parts of Rockport, the Princess Podcasting and the hero of humility, Adam Tyson.
That's me. We're coming from a okay part of the Rockport. When you're that economical DC universe, we got the souls of the snark, Michael P. Mordanga.
We're starting, Mike!
Hi, Adam!
Why? Why? Well, as you can tell, I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
And we have special guests this week.
They have names, I swear.
What are they?
I'm Nate.
I'm Elyssa.
What was that?
That's just me doing 3 different voices. I'm Elyssa. I'm Nate.
That was the same voice twice.
No, there was a little bit more gurgle in yours.
No, and it was like more of a
No, it
emphasis.
just seemed like you said it louder.
Are you choking, Mike?
My
Do you need
favorite
help?
character is louder.
Is loud. You have problems,
I can
Mike.
do an impression of a guy who's loud.
But isn't it just an impression of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I can actually do celebrities doing an impression of me.
Like what?
Like, here's George Clooney
Yeah?
doing an impression of me.
Yeah, do it.
I'm Mike Mordanga.
That doesn't even sound
Wow.
like you.
Yeah.
Well, George Clooney's not perfect. He's not going to get it right.
Okay.
He has a point.
I mean, he's an award-winning actor. He'll probably nail it.
Maybe he didn't study me.
It's their major.
Yeah.
No one can get you just right, Mike. You
No.
have a special flair.
I have a special flair.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
A Ric Flair.
A Rick. What? Did you just compare yourself to Ric Flair?
I don't think
Yes.
that's preferable, but
No,
Well, to be the man, you have to beat the man.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
speaking of the man,
Okay.
this is Dreams and Feelings.
Oh yeah, episode
With
15.
15.
Yeah. Well, look at us.
The only episode divisible by 5.
That's not true, Mike. There's episode 5. There's episode 10.
We don't talk about those.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say, Mike. So, what do you got planned for us this week, Mike?
Well-
This is exciting.
I would like to bring up an odd but fun topic.
Oh, okay.
If famous bands had Happy Meals, what would be the toy?
That went from like maybe I can get on board to like this
So-
is weird.
For example, if Rolling Stones had a Happy Meal,
Okay.
it would be lip gloss.
no, not getting it anymore.
No?
I thought I was on board. And
Lip
I'm with
gloss.
Adam now.
I was gonna say like drugs.
I was thinking like a literal Rolling Stone. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
a
maybe
bowling toy.
or maybe
Okay.
Mick
Makes
Jagger's
sense.
leather
I
pants.
just a rock.
Okay,
Rock with a face on it.
Yeah, like a pet rock would have
Yeah.
made sense
Or like
for that
a little
answer.
British flag
I don't
Alright.
think Mike thought about this question.
Smashing
No.
Pumpkins.
would be a pumpkin.
Like a pumpkin smashing toy.
Now we're just gonna literally just say
Oh
that.
no, pumpkin carving kit.
Like
That
Nickelback.
makes sense.
Nickelback would just be a giant flaming pile of poo. Like
Yes.
That also
See, now
makes
you
sense to
get
me.
I think I'm the only person that kind of likes Nickelback.
Oh
You could-
no.
oh, this is awkward.
Oh, should I see myself out now?
Maybe.
You couldn't make it as a poor man stealing, could you?
Oh.
What?
It's a lyric.
Oh
Anyone else listen to
Oh.
Nickelback's
Yes.
one
Wait,
song?
wait.
no.
Mike's gone even further. He's quoting Nickelback.
Mike, you're gonna
Yeah,
need
I'll
to
so-
leave this.
Mike, you better join me.
All right.
We'll see ourselves out.
Today on Mike and Alyssa's podcast, we're going to be talking about Nickelback.
And other things Canadian.
Yes. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so pretending that game never existed.
No, let's keep playing.
Oh.
No, I mean I was having fun.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to change it.
Let's see. 21 Pilots.
Yeah?
What is it?
If they
Airplane
had,
toy.
If they had a toy.
An airplane toy.
A jet
yeah.
fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A jet fighter.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they got
Cool
their
if
name
they had
from.
22 airplanes.
Well, do you know where they got their name from? It's based on a poem about like aircraft or like jet fighters coming back from like World War II or something, and they came over a hill. It's based on a poem.
Oh.
Yeah, so a plane would be good.
See,
Probably.
that's why my band, based on that Robert Frost poem,
Yeah.
Which
it's
one?
called "The Other Path Not Taken."
Wow, that sounds like a really good band.
Yes, yes. So we're very, very into ourselves.
Yeah? Is that what we're very...
Is that the fan base?
Yes, that's the fan base.
Just yourselves?
Yes, we really love what we do.
They don't have music yet.
Wait.
Right,
name
exactly.
a
They don't
title-
play instruments.
Name a title of your song.
Frosty Days.
Wow.
I'm gonna rob you.
What?
We just
Whoa.
used his name.
I'm gonna Why?
Because it was Robert Frost, and if they were
Yes.
gonna Robert you, that didn't make sense.
I wasn't worried about the name. I was worried about why you named your song that.
Oh,
Like, what would it be about? Well,
well,
obviously robbing someone.
about the mean streets of Rochester
Okay.
and how
Obviously.
we gotta steal to survive.
Yeah.
So basically, you're like based slightly, obscurely in some way, like Aladdin. Is that what you're saying? Do you cover that Aladdin song?
We do. Anyways,
Well, yeah. The plot got away from that one.
what are we talking about?
I don't even know.
Happy
Okay.
Meal Toys, I think, or Nickelback. I can't remember.
What's the difference?
If Celine Dion had a
You
toy,
throw them both
Uh-huh.
away.
It would be the Titanic.
it would be the
It
Titanic.
would be a boat.
It'd be a boat that sinks.
Yeah, exactly. It never floats.
It breaks.
That's a good one. That was good. I'm trying to think.
Oh. Eminem had a toy.
All
Yeah?
I think is like M&M candy.
Yeah, that's all that comes to my mind too.
Yeah.
Legit. It's just a
No,
bag of M&Ms.
Well, I was gonna say, well, because he's from Detroit, right? So it would be a Matchbox car, but it's missing its wheels.
Yes. That really describes his career.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that also really describes Detroit.
A car without wheels.
Yeah.
What about... See, this is where Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Megadeth had a toy.
Is that a metal band?
Yes.
I'm not familiar
Oh,
with their work.
they're all over the new Guitar Hero.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I say new, I mean 2011.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going real
It was new back then, though.
Right,
So-
right. It was new when it
6
came out.
Megadeth songs
Wow.
where they did
Was there really 6?
on there,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Guitar? Wow.
What are some of their song titles?
If you want peace, prepare for war.
Sounds
Is this
like
a millennial
Megadeth song.
Facebook page?
Just like
That kind
angry
of
threats.
also explains the political situation that we've got going on.
Valid.
Moment
But
of
anyway.
silence.
R.I.P.
Come on,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You guys can't see, but Mike just poured out his drink onto the floor out of respect
Yes.
for the homies dead and gone.
For my bros and sisters on the debate floor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Mike, were you on the debate team in high school? I feel like you were.
Oh, yes, yes. I actually taught the Donald a lot of what he knows.
The Donalds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His closest friends call him that.
Oh, yeah?
I said, whenever a lady's talking, you just look at the camera and say, such nastiness.
Is that how you got Lynn?
Yes.
Such nasty.
Such nastiness.
Sounds like you're channeling Gollum. Like,
Or here's another thing I taught him.
Mm-hmm.
Try to say a fact about me.
Mike, where's
Wrong.
Okay.
See?
But Mike, you
Wrong.
do wear glasses. I'm physically
Wrong.
looking at you. Mike.
Wrong.
Okay.
See? I've already won the debate.
Aristotle would be proud to know that political discourse has come so far.
Okay, the band Journey. What kind
Oh,
of
shoot.
toy would they have?
Didn't they have like a scarab beetle on like every single one of their album covers?
Yes.
At least the one that matters that had "Don't Stop Believing" on
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
Oh, one of them.
Yeah, all one of them. I'm sure they had multiple
The one
CDs.
that is cared about the most has
Ex-
the scarab.
Would it be like a big bad Beetleborg?
Maybe that would transform into
Yes.
a Beetleborg. That's what I'm saying.
the one that played guitar
Exactly.
and stole all the instruments from the other band members.
Exactly.
If you've ever watched them live, that happens.
Can't say that.
What about Axl Rose.
He was in a band called
Guns
Guns
N'
N' Roses. How did you
Probably
not?
just get a revolver.
Yeah,
Yes.
just a revolver.
Or
You
an
get a
Axl.
revolver.
Or an
An actual revolver.
Axl Rose. Let's see. He's now so the lead singer for like AC/DC had to stop touring because he's like going deaf. So they got Axl Rose to like he's like singing for them on tour now.
Oh, wow.
I read that somewhere.
There's so many weird mashups now.
Right?
Like,
It's like-
when New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys formed one band.
Wait,
for
what?
that one tour.
Is it a super group?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
That's going way back.
Yeah. They're all in their mid-30s, though, and they're talking about, girl, I want to love you.
Because you can't be in your mid-30s.
You can't have love in your 30s.
Yeah.
Is this
No. They were...
like some kind
Is this
of
a cry for help, Mike?
Wait, no, when you're in the
Documentary on your
90s, it
life.
was like a cute crush.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, I could marry him. But now, if they're singing to the same audience, they're like, ooh, you're my dad.
Well, if they aged, wouldn't their audience have also aged? So maybe...
I think their audience moved on
Yeah.
to Yanni
I
Yeah.
agree with that. Or Mika.
or Mika.
Interesting. Anyways. Good question, Mike.
Back
Nice.
to Happy Meals.
Are we still on Happy Meals?
I feel like we should just, stop beating a dead horse.
Mm-hmm. Stop giving a dead horse Phoenix down.
What? That would make it no longer a dead horse. So it would be fine.
Yes. So, Elyssa, you had a question.
Actually, I do.
Hey.
I was thinking about Phoenix Down, and it always made me wonder, okay, so if you use Phoenix Down when your party member dies, right? How comes if
In
you're
Final
playing
Fantasy.
the game, and if they die any other time and it's not in a battle, they die and they stay dead. No one uses the Phoenix Down. So my question is are they really dead when you use the Phoenix Down? Or there's like a limit? Think about it. I mean, come on, if you think Eris, she got
Right.
stabbed through the stomach, but no one used the Phoenix Down on her. But any other time, if you have her on your party and she gets stabbed, you can use a Phoenix
She
Down.
kind of like floats away though. Maybe they didn't have time to like.
Well, they had time to get her body because Cloud
That's
had
true.
her body.
That's true.
But why is it that you can use it at one point, but then at another point you can't use it?
Maybe there are specific places that it doesn't work.
When you're kids and you try to be healers,
Yeah.
and you do it by like rubbing leaves on
Right.
the wound,
Right.
put some dirt on it.
Mhm.
Maybe your whole band is just a bunch of 5 and 8-year-olds, and when you get wrecked,
When you get wrecked.
they're just like rubbing feathers on you, and they're like, okay, I feel better.
That's a good question. I don't know. We'd have to look into the physics of Phoenix Down.
So then, like, all of your characters just play dead then? Is
Yeah.
that what you're suggesting?
Or maybe there's, they're fainted. I mean, like a Pokemon
like
type of thing.
swooned.
They're passed out and they're
Right.
not really dead.
Like
That's
in
true.
Pokemon, when you electrocute and set someone on fire,
Exactly.
they faint.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Pokemon can die, as shown by like the whole entire Lavender Town and that graveyard they have to go through.
Right.
But, yeah, I think maybe that's the key. They're not like dead. They're just like knocked,
Swooned.
swooned.
Yes.
Yes,
Cause of death, fainted to death.
exactly.
I mean, and then there's another game that's also made by not
Square Enix.
Square Enix, but they're similar people. I mean, the people who are in Square Enix did Lost Odyssey, in which they don't have a Phoenix Down. I can't remember what it is, but it's similar. Everything's basically the same. You have your characters that are actually immortal. So if they die, if you wait like two or three turns, they actually come back to life, and that's what they say. But then again, when your other party members die, you have to use that potion on them to bring them back to life. But then if they die anywhere else in the game, you can't use a potion on them, and it doesn't make sense. Like, there's inconsistency here.
Which is why I think Final Fantasy is a bunch of kids doing a LARP.
Yeah,
Yes.
just in the woods.
Yep. And they're
Yeah.
just living by some very strict rules.
Right.
And they're having tons of fun with it. They go all over the world.
Right.
Get
right.
other people involved.
Yeah,
Take down a corporation.
that's what I'm saying.
Like, if I just showed up in some random town and tried to do half of the things, not even all of the things, half of the things that they did, I'd be in prison.
Yeah, 100%. Well, first of all, just running around with a sword.
Yeah, that would probably do it. That alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, Renaissance Festival, okay.
Maybe, yeah.
But like anywhere else,
Yeah, right.
not
Why
okay.
are all these emo kids running around with giant swords?
If
I don't
had
understand.
A gun for an arm.
Right.
People just immediately.
Just a lot of trouble.
Immediately.
Just a lot of trouble.
SWAT team.
Like, it's not even a real gun. We don't care. You're done.
I forgot about the guy with the gun on his
Barrett.
Barrett,
Yeah.
What an appropriate name for it.
Yeah. But also in Final Fantasy VII, did you ever remember looking back at that game and thinking it had amazing graphics?
Yeah, at the
And
time
now
we
you
played
look
it.
back and you're like, what's this square-headed guy?
Why is he like that?
Why is his forearms massive?
Right.
Yes.
He was basically like the Japanese Popeye.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a good thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means his arms are really easy to break in one place.
Yes.
But I mean, I feel like that's a good launching point into a question that you sent me about bad relationships in video games.
Oh, yes.
Right.
I did prepare.
You did. And I want to start off with a Final Fantasy pairing that I don't get, and it's Titus and Yuna from Final Fantasy X. Awful relationship.
Yeah.
Have you played said Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
I got to what I considered the end.
Everyone did.
Which, I mean, mind you, there are great spots where if it had ended there, it would have just been a pretty good story.
Exactly.
Like, you know when they're both in that water and they're like kissing
Yeah.
and then the camera's flipping? I'm like,
That's the end.
that should be the end.
Right.
That should have been
Right.
right there.
That was it.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
Square Enix.
They keep going.
Or like the first time you kill Sephiroth. I
Yeah.
mean, no, sorry, Sephiroth.
What's his name?
Seymour.
Seymour, yeah.
They're all the same.
Let's talk about bad guys that named Seymour.
They're usually cats.
If your end boss is called Seymour, you need more plot time.
Or maybe not have a 5-year-old come up with your names for your characters. Seymour.
And here's the galactic demon Eunice.
Too close to eunuch. Too easy to make fun of. Go back to the drawing board. like Galactus is great because his name is Galactus.
Yes.
Would we like him as much if his name was Frank? I think not. Oh,
I
guys,
don't
look
even know
out.
what we're talking about, but I hate Frank.
Guys, watch out. Frank is coming. He's real hungry.
Yes. Instead of Sephiroth, you have Joseph.
Right. Joseph is real hangry today.
Yes. Oh, Joseph. He's good with a sword.
Yeah, you know him.
Yes.
I think the most unintimidating name is like Marvin.
Yeah.
Marvin. But also, conversely, if your hero is named Seymour, you're like, you can get on board with that. Like,
yeah, he's a cool, quirky character.
Right, exactly. He knew he grew up being bullied a little bit for being named Seymour, but he overcame that to become the hero of the world.
Is there any video game characters named Bart?
I mean, besides like the Simpsons character and his own video game.
Well, Bart's from Final Fantasy. He was a character.
Oh, shoot.
You just
Bart.
added an S to what I said.
I think it was a Z.
Yeah.
Bart's. You don't-
Which
That
one?
sounds
I don't
familiar.
remember. I know.
I think there's-
I played it in. He's a character in the fighting game that they made. Dissidia.
I feel like he's one in.
One of
he's
the
in the
early games.
Maybe it's either 2 or 4.
I was gonna say
can't
2.
remember.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those ones.
Citation needed. We'll
Yes.
figure it out.
There's so many
Bart.
things that
No.
need citations.
Bart's.
Bards.
Guy in mind, but I don't know for sure if that's his name.
Mm.
So to answer your question, there's a lot of bad names in Final Fantasy.
that wasn't even the question.
No, that
It was
wasn't the question.
Video game relationship.
Yeah.
Between Titus and Yuna.
Yeah, and how
We decided
terrible.
the water kissing scene would have been the perfect ending of that game.
Yes.
But it ends with him basically rejecting her by killing himself.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See,
Really
Oh
killed
wait, spoiler.
himself.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Spoilers.
that's when I
That
forgot
game's
to
been
say
out
that.
forever. They can get over it.
that's when I turned off the PS2, so it ended.
And then Mike has deleted everything
Yes.
after that away from his mind. But yeah, I don't know. What about you guys? Worst relationships in video games.
She's actually got a lot of them she wants to complain about.
Shoot, go for
Well, I
it.
can complain about characters who should have gotten together but didn't.
Like,
Okay, so Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
okay.
You've got Faith and
Icarus.
Faith
and Icarus
Like, you
are
build up
two.
the entire game like, oh,
two
they're,
major characters in the
they
game.
start off as rivals, and you're thinking, oh, this, later on they start getting to like each other, and you're like, yeah, they're definitely going to build up a relationship between the two of them, and then the game just ends, and you're like, what the crap?
They've got like this
Nothing happened.
sibling rivalry going on for like the whole game, where like they're building trust between each other and they're alluding just around every corner in the storyline that something's gonna happen,
And then it doesn't.
just for like a major upset right at the end of the game where they're like basically just high-fiving and walking away.
Well, I mean, they're making a second one, right? There's a second Mirror's Edge coming out. I think I saw.
Maybe they'll date.
Yeah, maybe they'll date. So maybe that'll happen.
Well, that depends, because if they ever go off of the first game, which Catalyst is supposed to be before the game, now they've already kind of changed the storyline, but if they continue with that, Icarus wasn't in the first game.
That's
he
fair.
was nowhere around.
That's fair.
So unless something happens, which maybe he dies. Uh-oh. I'll be
Deals.
even more
Does he
angry.
fly too
Spoilers?
close to the sun?
Question mark?
Oh, that's another horrible game relationship. Deus Ex?
Yes.
What's
Wait,
it?
wait,
Adam
when did they-
Jensen, and
and-
what's the girl that he's with?
I forgot her name.
But she works. But I mean, like you literally spend the entire time thinking she's dead, and when you find out she's alive, you go to rescue her, only to find out she doesn't even freaking care. She's like working for the bad guys. Of course, she was kidnapped, but
I
she
hate
was
that.
like, "Oh, I didn't want you to come rescue me."
Right.
So you literally find her, and it's like this most dissatisfying. Like the entire point of the game was to come and save you, and you're basically like, "Oh, hi! I didn't want you to know I was alive still and working for the bad guys, and I had no intention of actually escaping. I'm totally fine here."
Yes.
Seems like they're gonna need counseling.
Yeah.
That's a counseling issue if ever there was one.
Oh, isn't that Mario?
Right, I was going to say
Mario,
Peach
yeah,
and
I was
Mario.
actually just
yeah.
thinking Mario.
It's Stockholm Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
She just happens to get captured again.
Over
Again.
and over.
Again.
By King Koopa. And then Mario's like, "I'll save you." And she's like, "Oh, thanks, Mario." But then she sends all those friend zoners. Your princess is in another castle. Your princess is in another castle.
Right. Like
Which
trying
I-
to drop a hint.
Girls have tried that to me all over high school. When you go to the
I
prom,
question
your
that.
princess is in another castle.
It explains so much.
Yes.
Yeah, she's trying to say, like, look, the person that you're supposed to be with isn't in this castle.
Yes.
Like,
she's with her loved ones.
right, exactly.
Maybe she's just, delaying the inevitable. I mean, maybe she's not interested in him, but she doesn't have the heart to let him know because she knows it'll crush him because he's been through all this. So she's kind of like leading him on, doesn't want to have that confrontation of saying, "Hey, I'm not interested." So she leaves her friends to kind of be like, "Hey, man, she's just not here."
Right, right, exactly.
It's like an obligatory love.
Right.
Where like if you go through all my friends, then sure.
Yeah, right. Maybe we can go
Like,
into
go
it.
through all my friends and servants first. And
Right, exactly.
And then if you still get me, then I guess.
Maybe.
I guess so.
Maybe, I guess.
I'll go
think
for it.
she'll send that Facebook post. "I finally fell in love with my best friend. He was here the whole time."
It's a picture of her and Bowser.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Mario.
an upset.
Yeah, because Mario's always in another castle from her.
And then another question I've got is, Baby Bowser calls Peach Mama, but
Yeah.
no kid from Mario.
Right?
Whoa.
So
Yeah,
Just
'cause that's in Super Mario Sunshine, right?
yeah,
that
Sunshine.
happens. Yeah, which was a great launch title, by the way.
Yes.
GameCube killing it.
They went unique on that
Rip,
one.
rip in peace,
No,
Nintendo.
they broke new ground on that game, but low hopes for them doing something like that.
Because Nintendo just released a new game system.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch. I was
Yes.
going to bring it up.
Word. I mean, I feel like this is a good transition.
Yeah, this is a good transition. So, I think the hardware is flawless. It's a portable that you stick into a dock, and then it shows up on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
It can do split screen.
Mm-hmm.
You can set it up as a TV stand all by itself. You can, like, hook up a controller to it.
Agreed. It looks
in a
cool.
way, it's just a cell phone with an HDMI port.
Essentially.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
'Cause you can add Bluetooth controllers to your cell phone.
Which is super cool.
Yes.
But hopefully what they don't... Because the Wii kind of had like a similar sort of setup situation where it was like it was really far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
However, it kind of failed and like it didn't launch well. Like it didn't have like titles, and it. I think if Nintendo wants to succeed, it needs titles. Like, give me a new Metroid game. Yeah, give me a new Metroid game. Give me a good Zelda game. Give me.
Well, do you know the Nintendo curse? When the 3DS came out, it came out with Resident Evil, Splinter Cell.
All third party.
Yeah. Dead or Alive. A Tekken. And now what do you see? You see some small developer games. That weird JRPG. A bunch of Pokemon. Cooking Mama.
Well, I mean...
Never gonna get rid of the Cooking Mama title.
No.
That just...
Why should we? It's a cornerstone.
That's the staple of Nintendo. I was gonna say Disney. I don't know why I was gonna say
They're the same thing.
Disney and Nintendo are the same in my mind.
Yes.
Wii U did the same thing. Mass Effect came out. That game where you hack Chicago.
What game are you talking about?
You play that guy with the mouth scarf.
Are you talking? Are you talking about? Shoot, I know what you're talking about.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, but that wasn't on Nintendo. That
Yes, it was on Wii U.
Was it originally?
Yes.
I thought that was a. Oh, well, I knew it was like cross-platform
Yeah.
launch, but I usually
Wii-
associate that with Xbox.
Wii
but-
U came out with all these like AAA third-party games, and now if you look at it, you get a like Hot Wheels Hawaiian Adventure.
What is
Cooking
wrong
Mama.
with Hawaiian Adventure? Is my favorite Hot Wheels.
Yes.
Mike, why do you have to make fun of it?
Yeah, I do.
It's a terrible.
It's a terrible game.
It's not. Is that real? That's not
It's
real.
not even in Hawaii.
It's not even. What? Is it a real game? That's not a real game.
No.
Doesn't sound like
Someone who's listening to us is writing it down.
They're like, this is a great idea.
Yes.
But I mean, because the same thing happened with Sega's stuff too, because they just
Yeah.
started just not. I mean, the Sonic games got progressively worse.
Oh.
Did you ever play? What was it, the 3D Sonic? That was like the last one that kind of came out, where you could play as the giant cat and you had to go like fishing.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah,
right.
Sonic Adventure,
Sonic Adventure,
You
yeah.
Sonic-
Sonic
love
Adventure
that
2
one.
Battle, which was both were great games.
Mm-hmm.
I loved both of those games. My big problem with Sega in general is that they'll release Sonic games in America, and they have other great games, but they won't release them. They'll say they'll release them in America, and then they'll just kind of like not call you back. You're like, hey, Sega, I thought we had something going on, and they're just not returning your calls.
Right.
He's talking about Phantasy Star
Phantasy
Online.
Star
Yeah.
Online. They just broke my heart. It was true love. It was, and they didn't call me back
He has
on
to
that
settle
one.
for Destiny.
They're still claiming that they're gonna have Phantasy Star 2 out in America. They're still claiming it. Though they did say that the end of last year that it was gonna come out this year, and we haven't seen anything.
We're not gonna see anything, and I'm not gonna hold their hand through that one again.
It's reached
I'm just-
the Half-Life 3
yeah,
level.
Right.
It's a fable,
It's a fable.
Yeah.
and I don't mean the video game. I mean the actual fable.
Yeah.
There's a funny story about the Fable developer.
Oh yeah, he's like crazy.
He's like before a game comes out, he announces all the stuff that it can do. Like, and he'll go on like crazy levels. He'll be like, "Yeah, it'll have 50-person multiplayer, drop in, drop out co-op. It'll have this motion sensor where you can draw your sword." And he's talking about like the first Fable. And the developers are like, we didn't agree to this. He's like, well, I was hoping if I said it, maybe one of those things would
Right.
come
He's
true.
the Donald Trump of
Yes.
video game creation.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think his name is Peter Montague. Peter something, but he's done like other stuff, and it's not just with like the Fable stuff that he did stuff like that with. So it's ridiculous. I have heard that. That's very ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know about like Half-Life 3, but the Phantasy Star. Is that released that's in like Japan, right? But so
you can buy the Japanese version and have no idea what's going on because there's just millions of items that you would need to know what to do with.
Is it just because they don't see the United States as a market that will sell in?
I don't know the real particular reason on why they don't. They just always promise and then not follow through.
Don't deliver.
Which is a big upset because I had the original PlayStation portable system, and they had, I think, at least one Phantasy Star. Or 2 Phantasy Star titles on it, and both were amazing. When I got the PS Vita in full faith, like, oh yeah, they're gonna port it over, they're gonna have a new one, and no port, no new one. I'm crying. I got an email literally from Sony with like a reimbursement check.
Oh man!
Because they're like, yeah, we just quit. we quit trying to be portable. Like, third party is all you really wanted anyway, right? So here's like $10. that makes up for buying the system.
Right.
We really believe that.
Vita is a glorified Ouya right now. That's sad.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I feel like the handheld market is getting nudged out by mobile gaming, just on your phone, and it's honestly it's more convenient. Because I mean, you don't have to drop money on a phone and a portable system. And I have a friend right now who's playing the Pokemon trading card game from like the Game Boy on just on his phone because he has he just downloaded it. And it's just so much easier to just game on your phone now than it is to like buy like a Game Boy, which is sad because there's something nostalgic about a Game Boy.
Yeah,
I still have my Game Boy Color, lime green.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful thing.
I like that back then. Game Boy was fighting against Game Gear, and Game Gear was in color, and then Game Boy's like, we really have to fight this. So they made the outside of the Game Boy different colors.
It's true.
And that was like, yeah, see? We can do color too.
Exactly.
Like, I think you're missing the point here.
3D color.
Yes.
I got nostalgic the other day with Elyssa talking about a Walkman CD player and Game Boy and like all of like what it just took to be a gamer, like a portable gamer back in the day.
Yeah.
Like you had to like plan out like a whole bag of things you needed.
Right.
Because like
batteries.
Like my bag would just be full of like batteries would be one thing. A CD wallet. Because with a Walkman CD player,
you had to
it's not like an MP3 player where you just have everything loaded in there.
Mm-hmm.
You had to carry each CD you wanted to listen to.
Right.
So you'd need headphones. Just like if you were gonna play your Game Boy, you needed to have all those games, batteries for the Game Boy, the Game Boy,
right? The connector cable.
It wasn't even like today's portable gaming systems are just so. Because, like, you've got the stores right on the system.
Right.
You don't even have to leave your home, defeating the purpose of it being portable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Like, everything's just so convenient nowadays.
And, yeah, so literally, just on your phone, you can just tune up Spotify or iTunes or whatever you're listening to. And you just play, like, I have Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I have all the games downloaded on my phone that I bought in the App Store for, like, $6. All the games, and I can I can listen to music and I can play that, and it's I don't know, I don't have to have a DS, I don't have to carry anything around, it's just right there.
But then you go to the console and you play a good movie game that has like epic cutscenes, and you're like, this is what I was missing the whole time.
That's
watching
true.
My Halochief gun down those Armada ships.
Those Armada ships, yeah.
I feel like you're like mixing StarCraft and
A lot of things.
Yes, and then he eats the power mushroom.
yeah.
Mike, stop. You're hurting me.
Yeah.
I was gonna jump on board for that. I'd like to see a Master Chief just be like in the middle of a field and then like eat a mushroom and he just grows twice his size.
Right, and just starts
as a
crushing.
power up.
Would his armor grow with him?
Hopefully.
I was
gonna
hoping.
His arms would just break out of it.
Well, I wonder if his bones would just crush because the armor is just too strong. You know what I mean? Like, would his arms just shatter? These are real questions.
These are
Mike.
I mean, like,
I'm
in Mario, his clothes grow twice
That's
the size.
true.
So I imagine it follows suit.
That's fair. That's fair.
What if Master Chief has already eaten a mushroom? Because if you've ever looked at Master
Yeah,
Chief,
he is bigger.
he's like twice the size of a regular human. So maybe the reason he's like that
He is.
is because the
Conspiracy.
government was working with the mushrooms.
Exactly. Injecting it with
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Like, he's got a long-lasting mushroom.
Yeah.
Call your doctor if this mushroom lasts more than 4 hours.
Mike, what are you implying?
Well, Mario's mushroom lasted until you got hit.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
So no one's ever hit.
Master
Master
Chief.
Chief.
That's why he has the
That's
armor.
That's
Yeah.
the armor.
Oh, armor. Okay.
Right, so that it
that's
stops.
the explanation. There.
Yes.
So bullets won't make you smaller.
No. Well, he's got the body armor and then like an
Yes.
overshield. So
It's
it's
just,
like,
you know,
Though I'd like to see a Halo weapon where you can shoot bullet bill out.
shoot. In Halo 2, you can get something called the Scarab gun, which is, have you ever played Halo? There's like the big giant Covenant robot thing
Yeah.
that like stomps around. So you can, if you do like a bunch of things and you get like a Banshee and you fly through this tunnel or whatever, you can get this gun called the Scarab gun, and what it does is it shoots the giant laser that the giant robot shoots,
Yeah.
but it's like in a small little gun.
Oh.
So you can run around and pretty much just kill yourself because it just explodes and it's like a nuclear bomb essentially. So it's close, but not the same thing.
It's still not a bullet bill.
Nah.
I want to see like Halo characters like jumping on the bullet bill
Right,
to like
exactly.
disable it.
And it just makes the Mario noises, just like
Yeah, that would just be amazing.
Right.
Someone should mod that. Anyone who's listening.
Yeah, please mod
Yes. All 15 of you.
that. All
oh,
Come together.
our powers combined.
Yes. Well, actually 13, because 2 of our listeners are here.
yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Long time listener, first time
On
Not-
the pod.
a writer.
Not a writer.
Didn't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
We got there in the end, though. That's all that matters.
We can talk about games with weird guns. For example, Half-Life, the bee gun.
The beacon.
Yeah, like you shoot out these little bugs that fly into your enemies.
Which in Terraria is also a gun.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
also in, what is it, Bioshock, you can get a power that shoots swarms of bees. It's
Yeah.
not like a gun, but you can, like, bee people.
Right.
You can bees just like a theme of
Yeah.
like people
Shooting
hate
bees.
bees that much.
It's like, well, because gamers are indoor people, and we don't like the things that are outdoors. So our greatest fear
oh,
is...
nature!
Right.
That came out of a weapon.
Oh, that's
That'd
so...
be the worst.
Like the pollen gun.
Exactly.
Or fresh
allergies.
air.
Fresh air.
A fresh air rifle.
They make air rifles.
Yes.
They don't shoot air, but they kind of do.
Can't, and in the newest Bioshock Infinite, you can do like a crow summoning thing,
That
right?
one-
Yeah,
That's
that
really
one was
cool,
cool.
yeah.
I like that one.
More nature getting involved.
I like Return to Sender from that one. You basically just raise your hand and like absorb bullets from everybody and then send back the kinetic energy.
That's pretty cool.
That was a cool ability. I like that.
That one was the best.
That was a good game. That's
Yeah.
It's almost like Kylo Ren in the newest Star Wars, where Poe like shoots him with the laser beam and he like stops the laser. I was when that like because that's like just in the opening scene.
Yeah, when he did that in
Yeah.
the movie, I was like, "Oh shoot, he's gonna be." And then when he took the mask off, I'm like,
Who? What?
"Who are you?"
Who are you?
Go back to One Direction.
Exactly. Because like that was the coolest thing I've seen in Star Wars in the
Exactly.
longest
Yeah.
time. He
Like,
literally
JJ's back.
right. Like he literally stopped a bullet. Like how is that? How with the Force? His midichlorians are strong.
Suspended it in animation.
Right.
too.
It'd be
like-
awesome if stormtroopers like put marshmallows up to it and just started cooking things.
Mike, you'd be the worst stormtrooper.
I'd be so dead.
I mean, your aim's not great to begin with, so like you'd fit right in.
You know, the joke is if a stormtrooper and a red shirt from Star Trek were to fight each other, the stormtrooper would miss, but the red shirt would die anyways.
Anyways, exactly. Exactly. So true. It's so true. Let's see. What other good guns are in games? Also from the Half-Life, the physics gun is pretty great.
Oh, the 0-point gravity gun.
Yeah, which is great. It's always fun.
You could just make a game on that where you just throw crates at zombies.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
That would have been a good enough game.
Yeah.
I'm sure in Gary's Mod, there's
There's probably
Gary's
something
Mod
like that.
being a game where you just take Half-Life items and make weird things.
Make games.
There's a mod where you can put the portal gun in Half-Life 2.
Oh, I bet. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
The portal gun's fun too. That's a cool
That's a
one.
fun item.
There are certain walls you go through which shuts the game down.
Oh, really? Like the game just like I quit.
Yeah, it's not
Kill
meant.
switch engaged. Ben name there.
Banned.
Mhm.
Let's see, have you guys played Devil May Cry?
Yes.
The two guns that he has. The
Ebony
and Ivory.
Ivory,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are cool.
Classic.
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 What a great name for guns, though.
I know, right?
Ebony and
What would
Ivory.
you name your dual pistols?
That's a good question.
Lefty and right.
Frank and Jerome.
Yes. Ernie and Bert.
Ernie and Bert, yes.
Seymour and Eunice.
There it is. They're coming for
You're
you.
lucky you got Seymour.
He's a little wonky. But we love him. He was bullied as a kid. He's special. He's the Forrest Gump of guns.
Yes. Oh.
Oh no.
It's the Microsoft Edge
Right.
of guns.
Let's see. That's a really good, because we talked about superhero weapons last week,
Yeah.
but I feel like the equivalent is video game guns, because every game, every shoot 'em up is like, what gun can we make that's cooler than the other games? So like, I mean, Halo's got like the Needler, which is awesome, which is
That's
really cool.
amazing. I love that weapon.
It's my only chance at winning.
Yeah, dual Needlers.
Dual needlers.
Didn't they take dual needlers out? Like
They
you
did.
can't
Yeah,
dual
no,
wield them
you can't do
anymore?
it.
Yeah, after Halo 2.
After
I
they
think.
saw that I was getting a little advantage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Mike's succeeding. We did something wrong.
Mike's on the board.
Mike's on the board. It's really great. And the rocket launcher in that game is really satisfying too. That's really good.
You ever gotten a map? Just a small map.
Mhm.
Everybody's got a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And then you increase everybody's speeds.
That's really great. Or snipers, and rocket launchers. We would play. We make a game mode like that, but then the preset was snipers and rocket launchers. And that was the only guns you could use in the game. And it's a good way to lose your friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what other games have really good guns?
Well, it's not really a gun. It could be. In Singularity, you have that device on his hand that can manipulate time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually, fast forward times on enemies, and you can watch them as they grow old, and they turn to bones, and they just kind of die in front of you.
That's pretty cool.
Or you can, if you're in the game and you need to get over an obstacle, you can actually either rewind its time or fast forward its time to use it. So if it's like it's a crate and it's been shattered, you can rewind time to its original form so that you can use it to climb up on something.
That's pretty innovative.
That's Singularity.
Yeah, Singularity.
I love that game. It had a multiplayer where you could
Oh
be
my gosh, yeah.
the mutants or the humans, and the mutants had these cool powers. And now when you go online, there's no one there.
That's
There's
true.
it's just you running around an empty map.
So sad because it's such an underrated game. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
The funny thing is, you fought Russians, and I could swear their voice track sounded like Homer Simpson trying to do French.
So the opposite of Russian?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So have you guys played Doom, right? The BFG,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
great.
Big fancy gun.
Yeah, that's what it stands for, Mike.
Yes.
which is pretty great. Or what is it called? I was gonna say deathmatch, but that's not it. What is it called? But you could get a gun called the Redeemer if you're like falling behind.
Oh.
What is that called? What is that game?
Unreal.
Unreal Tournament, yes. Which is great. So if you were sucking at the game would have mercy on you and give you this gun called the Redeemer.
Yeah.
And it was like just essentially a nuke.
apparently Doom, there's a
Games
mod.
that do that.
Right.
There's a mod where you get a
'Cause
gun
that's
called
me.
the.
Chicken head.
Yeah, there's a gun
that?
called the Unmaker.
What does it do?
I think it
unmakes you?
shoots. It shoots bullets for every enemy that's on the map, and it just keeps hitting them
Yeah.
with these bullets until they all die. So you just hit the button once.
And you just kill everybody
Yes.
and make them really sad.
It unmakes everything.
Well, I know this isn't technically a gun, but in the newest Solids, like the Metal Gear Solid game, you can shoot off his hand, Venomous Snake's hand, and you can like
Yeah.
use it as like a drone, and you can like look, it like
Oh,
it allows
gosh.
because he like loses his hand, and yeah, and it's like this. Actually, it's like almost like an Iron Man gauntlet looking situation. So you can fire it off, and you can like punch people, or you can like take videos and
I
pictures.
swear, that's the Metal Gear 4.
Five.
Phantom Pain. Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, Metal Gear.
That guy's in a heap of hurt. He's blind in one eye. He's lost his hand. He has this aging disease.
Well, I think
No,
you're mixing up
You're
multiple.
Oh.
snake.
Naked Snake, Solid Snake, and Liquid Snake.
Yeah.
So
It's complicated.
Solid
we
Snake
already
is the
lost
one with
Mike.
the aging problem, but the one Naked Snake is the big boss.
Big boss.
No, it's Big Boss. So he doesn't have that. This is before.
So Solid Snake is Naked Snake's clone.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the new Metal Gear Solid, it's not even it's none of them. It's a new guy. It's somebody else. Spoilers. I think they're calling him Venomous Snake or something.
They're making a new
Well,
one.
the newest one that came out, the guy with the hand. What's his?
No, that's
No,
Big
that's
Boss.
Big Boss.
No, because I thought it was someone.
gosh.
It was like an actor or it's not an actor. It was the medic from. It's super complicated. I thought it was someone hired to be like Big Boss while Big Boss was like recovering. Wasn't that like the whole like plot thing? Because there's like
You would know better.
that. There's that bit where he's like looking in the mirror and he's been given instructions from Big Boss about what to do on the tape recorder. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't finished it yet, so
Okay,
unless
shoot.
that's something
Oh
that
no.
Shoot.
Spoilers.
Okay. Spoilers.
which would make sense.
Right, 'cause it's-
Dima would do something like that.
yeah, it's something
Speaking
really stupid.
Of other guns, though, the Medi gun from Team Fortress
Team Fortress 2. That's so great. His healing one, and then doesn't he shoot
He's
like
got a syringe gun.
a syringe
as well.
gun?
Yeah.
Which shoots syringes into people. Which,
That's a good way to spread disease.
yeah, it's a great way to spread disease. But the Medi gun, which is the whole reason you play the medic, is a gun that heals people so long as you're shooting them with it.
Exactly.
It basically shoots out this little light beam into people. And then when it finally gets its full Medi charge, you can go into Uber mode where you just don't
Yeah.
take any damage at all.
Which is
Oh, wow.
fun, especially if you get it on a heavy, which is like a big guy with a Russian guy with a
Yeah.
chain gun.
So my next question is favorite video game modes. For example, Mario gets the star power, goes crazy. Max Payne goes into slow-mo.
Bullet.
Yeah. So when you reach a certain level and you go into this mode and the screen turns red or you turn weird or rainbows start pouring out and everything.
Well, I think one of my favorite game modes of all time is in the Halo series, the Grunt birthday parties.
Yes,
So every time you get a headshot on a grunt, it like explodes in confetti and it goes, yay! And it's
Confetti and-
strangely satisfying.
It is really satisfying.
I'd say that my favorite mode it has to do with slow time. But if you play any of the Fear games,
Yeah.
you have that ability to slow down time. I think that's probably my favorite. There's nothing more satisfying than slowing it down when you've got like 5 guys in front of you and you just headshot every single one of them and then get out of slow-mo and they just fall.
Much like at Z time from Killing Floor 2 or Killing Floor 1, when somebody, I don't know what triggers it, like if you're a sharpshooter you get a lot of headshots, it'll trigger Z time, which just goes slow for everyone who's in map. And then you can just start picking off Zeds one by one.
That's pretty great.
Zed is just an English zombie for anyone who doesn't know that.
But Beautiful Joe
Yes.
has the most
Yes.
beautiful slowdown when you slow
Yep.
things down and you hit something and multiplies the damage.
Yeah.
Damage multiplier. When you
Yes.
speed up,
When you speed up.
you can punch so fast that things start lighting on fire.
Yeah. That was a great game.
That was an amazing.
Nintendo needs to remake that.
Yes.
Yeah, they won't revisit something like that.
No.
They love
Especially 'cause-
Super Mario or anything that was made on Super Nintendo. or
Right, too much.
N64.
Yeah, well, it was made by Capcom, so they really need to get Capcom back as a
Back
friend.
on board, right? That was such a good game.
Hmm.
Let's see, what other good modes? I mean, big head mode in any game is always really satisfying.
Yes.
What?
I'm thinking, you know, if you play Uncharted, you have that, you can make Nathan Drake fat, so he literally talks like he's fat. There's nothing like replaying that game with, like, Donut Drake, and he's like, why?
Which is another relationship we should have talked about.
Oh shoot!
Their
yeah.
relationship is an amazing.
What's her name? The blonde.
Elena
Yeah.
Fisher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Good relationship.
She's.
because he
She's too
totally
sassy for
lies
him.
to her through like the first part of the game.
Were you talking about the new one?
Yeah, the newest
Yeah.
one.
Mm.
You'd be a better person to talk about their relationship than me, but he basically just lies flat out about what he's doing behind her back, and then she finds out and loves him and helps him anyway.
Yeah, she
Like
saves
that.
his life,
Yeah,
which is great about her.
Hmm.
He's not, like, one
literally
of those
and
weak-
figuratively
Yeah.
saves his life.
The fourth one's intense. I watched you guys play for an hour, and I don't think we got to a traditional level. It was just a bunch of like cutscenes and walking around his house and playing Nerf.
Oh, that was the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Where's the shooting? Where's Lara Croft?"
Where's Lara Croft?
Speaking of shooting and not Lara Croft, game modes, super abilities in game modes. One I was thinking of was Borderlands. They
Yes.
have characters. I forget what they're called.
The Zerk mode. One of them has that.
Yeah, but the female characters that
Oh, the
sirens.
sirens. Yeah.
In the first game, you play as Lilith. She has phase walk.
Yeah.
Which I played as her, and I realized that phase walk was really great for like just not having to fight people.
Right,
Like that's
yeah.
how I use it. Like, and there was like perks where like it added like damage, where if you walked through people, they would damage. But I found out like if you just didn't want to fight anyone and you wanted to speed run, that was like the best ability.
Yeah.
And like it in Skyrim, there's a shout, which
It's like
become
shadow.
ethereal.
Yeah.
Which the best use of that ability was if you're on top of a mountain and you don't want to be on top of a mountain and you want to go down the fast way, usually jumping kills you.
Right.
So you just use the become ethereal shout and just that's your elevator
Down.
right down.
Yeah.
Best thing I've ever seen.
I've died in that game more by like the shout that lets you like speed forward off a mountain than I have any other thing that has killed me.
Maybe I'm just not great for Skyrim because I don't even really ever use shouts. Shouts were just not on the board for me. I'm coming from Morrowind,
Right.
where like even if you were proficient with your weapon, there was still a chance that if your sword went through them, you missed.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like my
I'm hitting you.
Right.
You should be feeling this, please.
The dice roll wasn't.
Right,
There
high
you go.
enough. The DM was being a real jerk that day. You missed. It wasn't high enough. That's so great. But
You played the game Wet, right?
no.
Wet was a
Played
fun
part
game.
of it.
And you play this, I guess
Wet
this Latino assassin,
Wet worker.
Wet worker?
That's, what it's
That's
called.
her name?
Wet.
and she would just like she'd kill people, rated R style.
As opposed to
You know, like
PG-13,
like Power Ranger
Yes.
style.
PG.
Right.
where you Mega Man into little. But there's this mode where everything would turn red.
Uh-huh.
And then this punk rock music would just go crazy, and you would just do all these one-hit kills, and
The Western style music where everything became red.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
basically had to like navigate this poorly colored area with a whole bunch of bad guys.
Really stressful.
It was.
That sounds really
like I
stressful.
loved every second of it, but it's like, oh god, how does this even work? And then you die a whole bunch of times until you figured out where you were supposed to go.
there's this GameCube game. It's in the bullet hell genre, but you're this spaceship, and in order to heal, you have to go into chaos mode. Chaos mode is where all these ships shoot thousands of bullets at you, but you heal while you do it. So you have to avoid that, and then you go back to normal mode, and you're good again.
It's crazy.
Speaking of healing and wet,
Yes.
her version of healing is like finding a full bottle of whiskey, swigging it once, throwing it into the air, and shooting it.
That's a good way to heal.
It's a very wasteful way to heal.
That is a very
That is a full bottle of whiskey found in some street.
Right.
That's healthy.
You usually drink out of
Then
bottles.
you waste
don't know?
a waste a bullet and a bottle of whiskey. Like I would have held on to like Legend of Zelda style, just
Right.
put it in my inventory
Exactly.
for use later.
It's like have you guys played Streets of Rage? Or if, it's like one of those side-scrolling kind of games where it's just like a beat 'em up, kind of like the X-Men side-scroller or stuff. But you can heal by like breaking open garbage cans, and there'll be like pizzas and stuff that you just pick down and eat. I'm like,
nice roast chicken. In
right?
there.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, what?
Well,
No,
I
thank you.
assume there's a family that's like very picky.
Yeah.
Very OCD. There's like, oh no, I overcooked it a second.
Right.
Better throw it out.
Right. It's probably not what happens.
No.
You know, I'm thinking if some games were realistic, I think my character at the end of the game should be fat.
Right.
Because if you're playing games like Bioshock or Dishonored where they give you the option to eat food, I go through and I eat everything, even if my health is completely full. I'll go, like, there's a level in Dishonored where there's actually a banquet, and there's, like, a table filled with food, and it's all around this mansion. And I go through before I do anything, and I eat all the food. I just have to, you know what I mean?
One of her quirks.
Right.
Honestly, at the end of the game, my character should be super fat.
Do you just pick up all the food in Skyrim? Like, you just go through and you're just like, I have to.
Really?
I swear.
Super inefficient.
I've got like 12 cheese rolls.
Probably accidentally picking up plates and.
Oh no, I'll go
handles.
through and I'll get rid of those. But anything food related, I just
Okay.
pick it up.
Well, we've all been there in Skyrim. You're finding someone running out of potions. They're like, well, time to eat all my food. 20 minutes later.
Just keep cooking.
The dragon, you're like trying to down this cheese.
Right, yeah.
Hold on, let me eat this wheel of cheese.
That's my favorite game mode.
Yes.
That way my character can do what I'm doing in real life.
In Dead Island, you have to drink energy drinks.
Yeah, that's so
Or
bad.
find extra snacks.
Yes.
That's literally what they're called. Extra snack. Like
Extra snacks.
what makes it extra?
But
Like
who
this
knows?
is like the thing that's gonna heal me. This is not extra health.
This
This is actual health.
right. Or have you guys have played Left 4 Dead? Like, you literally just stab yourself with like an EpiPen and that heals you.
Yeah.
What gets me are the pills. You
Right.
literally
Or the
just
pills.
down
Or
the
down.
entire
Yeah. So bad for
Estus
you.
flask from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It's got charges.
Yeah.
Finding Estus shards gives it more uses. I'm wondering why shards of things make it have more drink.
No, that's a good
Yes,
question.
Why can a blacksmith reinforce a bottle? I don't.
Right.
All questions I've had.
Real questions.
If we had realistic healing,
Uh-huh.
it would have to be like a whole bandage medical kit, and then you'd have to walk it off, wait 2 weeks, get back in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But which is the opposite. I've thought of my one video game item that I would want, which was a question before mentioned on this podcast, and I thought of it was food heals all wounds is exactly what I would want from video games.
A video game item.
Like there's just no time between recovery, just like whatever's ailing me, and just grab food. Like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm good again. No
Exactly.
broken ribs.
No broken ribs.
On
done.
the game Earthbound,
Yes.
different foods had different healing rates.
Yep.
Like a cookie was 5,
Right.
so it was pointless. If you put salt on an egg, you'd have 20 HP points as opposed to 10.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much had to get the extra large pizza
Right.
in order to get full health.
That's a game. Like, why doesn't Nintendo revisit that? Because they like.
Actually, it is on the 3DS store.
Is it?
The original.
The originals, so they're not again
Yeah.
Nintendo, classic Nintendo, not breaking any new ground,
Right.
playing the safe road of
Right.
getting what you already know you like.
Right. Exactly. Give us a new one. Give us a new one.
Nintendo Switch. Can't wait to play Super Nintendo games on it.
Right. With the same graphics.
Yes.
Yep, breaking no new ground there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Or So speaking of like, have you guys played the original Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Mhm.
So, but
I've had a controller thrown at my head because I won too many times.
everyone has had that experience.
It's a rite of passage.
But my favorite is I think on the DS version I don't know when it started, but you get the bullet bill mode where if you're like in last place, the game will have pity on you and you can turn into a bullet bill.
Another pity mode.
And it like it'll
pity.
shoot you up to like 5th place instant. Like it'll hit people, or like the blue shell, which makes you lose friends.
Mario, it's a great game to lose family and friends over.
Exactly. Or have you guys seen the new Mario games on the handheld? You get the Super Mega Mushroom where you like take up the whole entire screen and you can just like run through stuff. That's pretty cool.
Kind of ruins the whole level design.
Right. Why do we even why do we hire you people?
It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog teleporter.
Right.
Why run when you can just show up?
What are Sonic's shoes made of? That they don't just wear out instantly.
Yeah. Well, you can get the sneakers. That's a power up.
Right.
So they have to be better sneakers.
Than the ones he had.
Yeah. Maybe he goes from Reebok to Nike.
Right. 'Cause he's not running around in a pair of Jordans. Like, that's not what's happening.
I think his shoes are made out of whatever the Batman suit was made out of in the newer Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Carbon fiber shoes.
Kevlar shoes.
Kevlar shoes.
So he's bulletproof everywhere.
Yes.
Wait, no. Just on the
just
speed.
Shoot me in the foot.
Right, see what happens. It's like, yeah, I get attacked by these giant robots all the time. Maybe a Kevlar suit would be great. We'll work on it, Sonic. Here.
Speaking of running, Great Danes can run.
What?
Okay, let me get to this part.
Okay.
They can run 20 to 30 miles per hour.
Okay.
Scooby Doo is a Great Dane.
Right.
When Shaggy and Scooby Doo are running from a monster, they're running side by side.
Right.
Which means Shaggy can run faster than Usain Bolt.
That's valid.
Yes.
Or could it just be that Scooby is just really loyal and just won't?
Nope, not in Mike's mind.
No, Shaggy has to be fast because then it gives Mike hope.
Yes.
If Shaggy can be fast, I can be too.
Either that or they're horribly mistreating that Great Dane by giving him like sandwiches and chocolate.
Well, they do.
True.
That's kind of the running joke in
Yes.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
He can talk and he eats human food.
Yes.
Lots and lots of human food. And
Yes.
speaking of food, you sent me another question that you said we should talk about.
Oh, yes.
Snack foods that we thought were really cool as kids, but now as adults, they're just kind of terrible. And I would like to submit Fun Dip.
Fun Dip.
Oh, Fun Dip. That's a great one.
I never got Fun Dip, but I was always intrigued by it. Could you eat the spoon?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like
This is like basically just like sugar.
right. It's like
Yeah.
dipping sugar into sugar.
So it was like
Yeah.
it was like cocaine starter kit.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pixie sticks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's like, again, just eating sugar.
Right.
Straight up sugar in a tube. Especially if it was made out of paper.
Yeah. The paper.
Because the paper would get soggy.
So
Ew.
gross.
The worst
You
thing.
tear it apart and you have to lick the paper to get all of it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Or the giant ones that.
Oh yeah.
Me and my brother always ended up sword fighting with them and just like hitting each other, and then it just really hurt because it's plastic and it's kind of hard.
Yeah. You guys remember Disley Grizzlies?
No.
Mike.
I don't know what that is.
It's a snack with a story behind it. On the commercial, they're like, these are bears that were covered in chocolate, and they spun around so fast they got dizzy, and chocolate's only on one side of them. And if
Mike.
Okay. Wow.
Like
Yeah,
that's not real.
Disley Grizzlies are real.
I was thinking Kool-Aid Bursts. You
Mm.
remember Kool-Aid
Yeah,
Burst
but-
as a kid, and it was like the most amazing drink
Right.
you've ever had. You like,
Right.
had to rip the top off and
Right.
like, down it like a champion. I
Yeah.
had one just the other day.
Mm.
A case of 6 of them cost me $1.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know why.
They're disgusting.
Yeah.
They don't taste like anything. I think that's the biggest lie because you could have like popsicles and like lollipops. They all look. They're like this is a different flavor. It's not a different
all
flavor.
Kool-Aid.
It's all sugar.
I don't know if it was popular for you guys, but in school it was super popular to have airheads. They were like huge. Everyone, like on Valentine's Day, you were the cool kid to hand out airheads. So I had one the other day. because I was like, oh, I used to love these. I put it in my mouth and immediately regretted it.
Yes.
Was that
Am I
today?
saying Airhead? I'm not Airheads. I'm thinking, what are those sour ones?
Sour ear?
The really sour gum, the candies.
You're talking about like Sour Patch
Warheads.
Kids?
No,
Warheads.
Warheads.
Warheads are
That's
so
the
good.
Not Airheads. Warheads. Those were really popular, and I had one the other day, and I'm like, I
That's
regretted
making
it
me-
because it wasn't so much because I
Sour.
love sour things, and it's not so much as it's sour. It's just it's sour and it just tastes disgusting.
It's Novocaine for your tongue.
And then when you get past like the sour part, then you're like thinking, oh, it's gonna be sweet, but then it's just like there's no flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your tongue is dead.
And then I'm
Sour.
thinking,
And then
why were these so popular?
They're so
I mean,
good. Those are my
They
favorite.
had warheads. They had mega warheads.
I went on a camping trip and somebody worked at like a Costco and they had like a giant bin of Warheads. And at the end of the weekend, I just had these sores in my mouth from eating so many of those. It's like,
Oh gosh. Whoever thought Jawbreakers was a great idea? I mean, the name is a liability.
Exactly.
Who has time?
And then there's like different sizes of them.
Yes.
Like we went to a candy store and we got like a grab bag of candy, and like we got mini Jawbreakers, which is like the appropriate size for a Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
But then, ironically, the Jawbreakers are like super easy for me to chew on. But we also got candy bricks, like the building blocks.
Yeah.
And those are like impossible to eat. Like,
Better.
they feel like actual bricks.
You just found out they were Legos.
Yeah.
Chalky, sugary Legos.
Yes.
The worst.
Oh wow.
I feel like Legos would be easier to chew than candy bricks.
Did anyone ever have Dunkaroos?
Yeah, I know what they are, but I've
Yes.
never had
I
them.
I've always wanted to have them. They were little kangaroo crackers you put into vanilla frosting. It seemed like such a luxury back then.
The 90s, what a
Yeah,
magical
the rich
time.
kids got Dunkaroos, not me.
What did you get?
Oh, I got probably food I eat now.
Okay.
Cookies, apples.
Cookies. Probably things that were better for you
Yes.
than Dunkaroos. That's so
Which,
good.
funny that we're mentioning like the 90s as like the candy center of the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at FYE they've got boxes now
Oh, shoot.
of like 70s candy. Like you can buy like per time period.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like a whole package
Of like,
of like the theme of that time period. So like there's like 90s, 80s. And I think it went all the way to like 70s or 60s.
that's pretty cool.
Funny.
Yeah.
Where they just had like packages.
The 60s was just
70s.
acid. It's just all acid.
Well, that's funny
Coca-Cola
because-
had actual Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pepsi Throwback
Yeah.
has real sugar, and they're like, this is back when we used real sugar. I want to see Coca-Cola Throwback.
Yes.
Back when we
This
used
is where we
cocaine.
used real cocaine.
Like, are you advocating hard drug use?
I don't know that should be on the podcast.
Said
I mean, I
Jason.
listen to this podcast.
Yeah, right. You don't want to
so
poison
I
his
can't
mind.
listen
I
to
know.
Bad
that.
influence.
So I won't be
Bad
able to listen to this episode
Yeah.
later.
Right.
Cover
Mike.
your ears, Nate.
Wait,
The adults
when
are
that
talking.
comes up and I listen to it later?
Yes.
Or right now.
Or right now, which
Leave a-
me are you talking
Leave a
to?
disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Title.
Virgin ears.
Or the
One of those explicit
Pepsi now they just re-released Crystal Pepsi,
Crystal Pepsi.
What?
which is
What year is this? Like, why are we picking up bad ideas?
I don't know. 'Cause we
Crystal Pepsi was the Nickelback of drinks back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. What is the deal on Crystal Pepsi, Mike?
It's got like a texture that's bleachy.
What's a bleachy texture?
I don't know. If
I've never consumed bleach, Mike, so I don't know what a
I would
bleach
need
is.
an
it's very
example.
spicy. Very, very fizzy.
I feel like that's
These sound like great attributes of a soda.
yes,
Very fizzy,
right.
spicy, like exciting.
Right.
like what kind of spice are we talking
know,
about?
it's
Like
just- it's-
sriracha? Or
Right, right.
Are we
Ew,
talking
sriracha's-
like
It's clear. It's fizzy. It tastes kind of watery.
Interesting. You just don't like.
Are you
Mike's
trying
not
to
a
say
fan.
it's like a diet?
The
Pepsi?
world
Like a
came
diet
together
Yeah.
in the early 90s, and we decided to hate Crystal Pepsi. There's no
and
one.
Yet it's back.
Yeah, it's back because bringing back old stuff is the new stuff.
Well, Nintendo's been doing that forever.
I
So
They never stopped.
Right.
they were ahead of the game by being behind the game.
Exactly.
That's why we're getting a new Jumanji starring The Rock.
The Rock.
Yes.
What isn't
Really?
The Rock in? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna use. It's where they actually go back. They get sucked into the game and they live in this jungle. So
Interesting.
So it's a reverse Jumanji.
yeah,
Yeah. Is The Rock already there or?
yeah, he's like, he plays one of the explorers.
Well, of course he does.
Is he gonna be like Hercules?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah. Because The Rock isn't gonna be in a movie and be like the computer nerd. Like that's not happening. No one would, first of all, no one would believe that he could like type because his hands are too big. He would destroy the computer.
Yes.
Do you imagine like it's a heist movie and he's the tech guy?
Yes. He's got these thick glasses.
He's in a van, like he barely fits in the van.
And Sheldon from
Yes.
Yeah.
from what's it called?
Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory is the muscle guy.
Yeah. He's the tough guy.
The ninja.
The ninja. That would be.
According to my calculations, Jabroni.
Yeah. He's talking into his mic. That's so great. And he's just like really timid and scared the entire
Yes.
time.
Don't touch me.
He's just really afraid of guns.
Yes. Can you smell what I'm cooking? Bruschetta.
I made snacks. Yes.
Oh gosh.
He could pull that off. He has enough charisma.
Mhm.
So I think we're winding down, Mike. We're at a significant time. This is the last.
Oh,
This
so
is your.
should we get snack o'clock?
Let's get snacking.
All right. This snack is brought to you by our special guest.
Hey, this is what I like to see getting
I
involved.
forget what they're called.
They
I
scoured.
purchased them so
Oh no.
quickly this whole entire month
Yes.
What?
because I was scouring.
Yeah, they scoured
They were
Wegmans.
hunting.
Oh.
I'm gonna say the name of them. It's
No, Jaffa Cake.
Jaffa Cake.
Ah, those are so good. Where did you guys find those?
Man.
I didn't expect that.
India.
No, those are they're English. They're British.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
The
so-
British part of India.
yeah.
The British
They're-
part.
There's a knockoff brand here in the States called Pims, and they do something similar, but those are good. Those are the original.
Tell them why
I was
you
supposed
bought
to
this.
scare him.
I know.
Sorry, I failed.
No, I'm
Wait,
excited.
there might be something scary on it. Keep reading.
Well, the whole reason I bought these because Mike was like, I don't have a scary food item. So I rushed over to Wegmans because that's where you go when you want scary food. You go to their international section. And all I saw was 10 spongy cakes with that squidgy
Squidgy.
orange
Squidgy.
Yeah.
center.
It's so
And
good.
I had to make, like, I double read that because I read squiddy.
Yeah, Squiddy.
First time, I'm like,
That would've been better.
That's
Squiddy. That sounds scary.
That does sound
No,
good.
no, squidgy was what it was, but
They're good.
Open it.
Have you guys had them before?
no, I've never
This is
had
so
these.
funny. I love it.
It's a reverse.
It's a
taste
reverse.
test.
Yeah. You guys will love them. They're really good.
I'm really digging the resealable.
Yeah.
Resealable
So they're like,
packaging,
yeah. So they eat them with like tea.
All right. So now
Excited
I'm
for
going to be
Adam's
playing the part of
explanation.
Adam. What I'm looking at is a coin-sized cookie.
This is a really big coin.
Like, maybe like a $50 coin.
Yeah.
$50. It's
A little bigger
hiding
than a $50.
a Thin Mint inside
Yeah,
of it.
exactly. It's so big it has consumed the thin.
Yes. It's very soft,
Smell.
very
It's,
lightweight.
it's got hints of
It
orange.
smells like a
Yeah,
Yankee
it
candle.
smells more like orange than chocolate, which is surprising because the orange is in the middle.
Smells like something I wouldn't like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Chocolate.
Elyssa doesn't like chocolate, and it's got chocolate all over
All
the
right.
top of it.
Yeah.
I'm biting into this.
It's got like a jam center.
I thought it would be like more crispy,
Mm-hmm.
but no, that is surprisingly.
It tastes like a random draw from one of those Russell Stover's chocolates, and you get orange. But I expected orange when I get it in Russell Stover's. It's like I wanted coconut.
Yeah. See, these are good. They're good. Best thing we've gotten on the podcast.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, I was... Maybe I should have gone with the bruschetta veggie chips.
Oh shoot, that would have been
Yeah.
weird.
See, my idea was to get a gas station burrito.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
Mike.
You're welcome.
That would have put me on the toilet for the rest of the day, Mike. You're trying to kill me. See,
Man,
right? That's what I'm
cleaners.
saying. So Mike goes the opposite direction with these snacks. He goes just like, what is the most disgusting thing that isn't fit for human consumption? Period. And then makes us eat it.
And then pumpkin spice with cilantro and jalapeno hummus.
that was a weird day, but it was tasty.
Mm-hmm.
See, so now you know Jaffa cakes. They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
So what people like to do is they'll take it and they'll dip the chocolate in their tea, like the chocolate bit, and they'll dip it and they'll like melt the chocolate and then they'll eat it. So it's like a sponge cake. So it's like that's a fire truck. Live on the pod. But yeah, so it's like a tea time cookie that they eat in England. I follow some YouTubers that are British, and one of the presenters' his favorite food is Jaffa cakes. So I spent my youth, like when I was in high school, trying to like find them.
Yeah.
So, but I found a knockoff brand called Pim's, but now I guess because Wegmans is wonderful, they found real Jaffa cakes.
And that's the fanciest way to say you've watched an Adele video.
Yeah, sure.
Follow British people.
Yeah, well, they're like Let's Play people. So
Oh yeah, they're real.
yeah, they got me into Minecraft.
Let's play channels.
Yeah.
We need to figure that out, Mike.
Yes.
Such.
First, we were thinking of doing a podcast listening version where it'd be like, "I'm walking with Mario.
I feel like no one would want to listen
I'm
to that.
waiting."
With Mario.
Yes.
With Mario.
I just jumped on a
dying
Goomba.
with Mario.
But I think, with Thanksgiving break coming up for me pretty soon, I think we should have a night where we do, like, we'll watch, like, a movie, and then we'll commentate on it, kind of laugh track style.
There's a way to do that. There's a whole business behind that. It's called Riff Tracks.
Riff tracks, that's what I meant to say. I said laugh tracks, which is, like, a real
That's
thing.
gonna be your version of it.
Yeah.
Is Laugh Tracks real?
I don't know. I think that's what they do, like, on, like, sitcoms.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever,
like they hit the button and
Yeah.
then people
laugh.
recorded people laugh.
Yeah. But we
Or
should
that
do...
one joke.
Exactly. So
We
yeah, we should
definitely
do that.
You
Adventures.
should call your version Laugh Tracks.
And it
That's
should
what
be a
I'm saying.
Netflix movie so other people can enjoy it.
Yes, that would be good. So watch along with
Yes.
us. That would be cool.
Otherwise, it's just going to be us commentating.
A movie
Exactly.
that they can't watch.
Yes.
Should we do your patented Netflix roulette?
Oh, yes.
Okay. We'll figure it out. There's some good stuff on Netflix. The second season of Gotham is on there. Same thing with The Flash.
Have I ever talked about Canadians?
Oh,
And they're,
All the time, though.
and
I don't think
their,
there's a day that goes by where we don't hear about Canadian something.
their Netflix
Uh-huh.
is amazing.
Is it?
They have the whole season, every season of Community.
What?
They have movies that came out last month.
What?
Why are they so special?
I don't
Because-
know, but they complain that because they don't get those weird obscure things that we get. But they get like AAA movies.
What?
Yeah.
Let's trade, Canada.
Yeah.
And one last Canadian thing. I saw that. So the people that made BuzzFeed, apparently one of the people is like Canadian, and they did like this video series of like Canadians being like writing little love notes to Americans, being like, "You are great. You don't have to make yourselves great again."
Yes.
And it was probably one of the greatest things I've seen on the internet. So it would be like Canadians being like, you know, you guys have really great snacks. Or like, you guys make the world want to dream. You guys are definitely going to get us to Mars, etc., etc.
Yes.
So stuff like that. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe being an American isn't so bad.
I know. Lynn?
No, it comes back. No, she's in America now,
Yeah, yes.
Right.
And she loves it, and she's adapting very well.
Yeah, because the culture shock, I'm sure, is huge.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She went from white people to white people.
My fiance is in the States now, too.
I've always been in the States.
Yeah.
No, there's a legit emergency
Did
happening.
we mention we're actually filming this from an ambulance?
We're in the back of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sitting around a patient.
Yeah,
Eating
Mike
snacks.
eating
who's been,
snacks.
lacerated.
He's been lacerated. Don't ask where. We're not at liberty to
Very,
say.
very severely. Though I should add.
So Mike, what did you learn?
Stung by a
What did-
bee.
He was stung by a bee. Yeah,
He
this-
was hit by every weapon we've referenced in this
Yeah.
podcast.
yeah, he was our test dummy.
Yes.
Thanks, Frank.
Yes.
So, Mike, what did you learn today?
I learned that we're never going to see a mega bad guy named Eunice.
And are you sad about that?
I'm very sad.
I learned that I need to go to Canada if I want to watch good Netflix.
Yes.
I've also learned that. I've also learned on the ride here, so maybe not during the podcast, but Link would have so much less trouble if he had a lockpick set.
That'd be so true, but is he too much of a goody two-shoes to, like... No.
I don't think so.
No,
He uses a flail
that's true.
in one of the games.
I was gonna say he also breaks into people's houses and breaks their property.
So yeah, I don't.
Never
I don't
mind.
think he's too much of a goodie.
No, it's
to
true.
do
What did you
Right.
learn, Elyssa?
I'm being put under the spot.
She learned she's not good under pressure.
We'll work on that.
Yes.
So, Mike, what can we expect for next week?
Next week,
A gross snack?
gas station burritos galore.
Mike, if you don't come with a gas station burrito, I don't know if we can be friends.
Frozen or warm?
I feel
that. Warm.
Is
that as hot as it gets?
I feel like we when you get here, we'll microwave them and then we'll carry them over to where we record,
Yes.
and then we'll eat them at whatever temperature they're at when we're done with the podcast.
So frozen in the middle. Got it.
Right, exactly. It's ridiculous.
All right.
Anyways, so that was
That was
number
our-
15.
Number 15.
Look at us go.
Mm-hmm.
We're responsible. Tell your friends.
Please.
Or we'll send the bees.
Yes.
Send the bees.
Mhm.
That's a podcast title. Send the bees. Bye.